Hello, my name is Tim Erickson. I'm here with Simplo by Triplo, once again to talk to you about another Backdrop CMS module. This time we're talking about the Simple Google Maps module. This is a really simple module which just handles a really simple use case. We want to get a map onto our page. Something like this, we need a single location. We don't need anything fancy. We don't need multiple locations in a single map. Okay, as mentioned, the module is Simple Google Maps. It's available on backdropcms.org. This module is maintained by Jen Lambton, one of the original founders of Backdrop CMS, and also the maintainer of many really good modules. So big thanks to Jen Lambton. As we said, this module is going to help us just put a simple map on the board. If you find any bugs or have any suggestions or just want to give Jen some feedback, find the repo on GitHub. You can find that here from the project page. Go to the GitHub project page, or from the page on backdropcms.org, you can get to the GitHub page if you find any bugs or have any feedback. Let's move along. And what I have here is a simple Backdrop CMS site. I have installed and enabled the Google Simple Map module. I haven't done anything else. Once installed, there aren't any straight up settings for the module itself. The next thing you need to do is it adds you a field formatter for when you display a field. We'll see what that looks like in a second. So I'm going to add a special content type, and I'm going to go under structure, content types, and I'm going to add a content type. We're going to call it a location. For this particular project, we don't have anything in mind except for this one node. Use to create a map block. I am going to do a hide path display. We're going to show our map in a block. We don't really need a page for this map. We don't want people accidentally stumbling across the page that we've created. So if we say hide path display, that means only an admin will ever actually be able to see the original piece of content. Users won't, but we'll be able to take that content and put it into a block. I'm going to go ahead and hit save and add fields. And basically, I need an address field. We'll just call it address. I'm going to go ahead, and it's basically a text field. We don't even need the address field module for this. We can even get away with probably a short text field. I'm not going to change anything else, just address here in one line. We could probably put a little better help text there if we think we need it, but this is good enough for now. We're going to go ahead. We could delete the body field. We're not going to need it, but on the other hand, it isn't hurting anything. So once we've created this, then we need to go to the Manage Displays. And this is how do we want to display our content. And the only place we're ever going to display this content is in a block. And we don't even need the body field. We'll hide that in the block that we display. We're going to show Google Map from one line address. This text format is what was provided by the module. And then we have a bunch of additional configuration settings we can do. I know from experience, I don't know, I'm going to do this for now. There's a number of other settings you can play with. Things like what type of map you want the default to be, how zoomed in you want to be on your specific location. Maybe we'll look at a couple of these later, but let's leave it like this for now. I'm going to hit save. Now we need to go create a node for this type of content. So under content, we're creating a node. And the address we're going to use is for a farmer's market down in, I believe it's in Austin, Texas. So we'll call this farmer's market. We don't need the body. Going to quickly copy the address that I prepared in advance and just drop that into this address field. Going to go ahead and publish this. Boom, there it is. Okay, so we can see that the general concept is working. One thing I can see that I did wrong was I made a vertical instead of a horizontal map. So let's go fix that right now. We're going to go back to the content types, the location content type, manage display. I'm going to go manage display here. There we go, and we're going to make the width 800 and the height 400 instead of vice versa. There we go, save. Now the last thing we're going to do, we want this block, let's say we want this on the front page. So we're going to go to layouts, we're going to go to the home page, And we are going to put this down in the bottom region. We're going to say add block, and we're going to do an existing content type. So, or an existing content block. So we're going to pick this existing, and then we're going to start typing the title of the piece of content we want to display here. It's Farmers Market. And we're going to go ahead and display the full content. We know that the full content is just going to be the map. It's not going to be anything else. We're not going to put any title on this. And we are not going to show the author or date information. I think that's really it. If we go ahead and hit save, now we go to the home page. And there we go. We have a big version of our map. It's not quite wide enough to fill the space. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to structure, content types, location, go to manage display. And this time we're going to configure this. Let's just make this like 2000. Basically, I'm going to make it much wider than I need it. It should get limited by the theme. We're going to do a couple of other things. Let's just change this default to something much higher. It was 14. Let's change it to like 8. That should zoom out. We'll change it to a satellite map or a terrain map. How about that? And we could do something like, I don't know, include, let's get rid of the information bubble and include the original address. Hit save, go to the home page. Boom. So one thing you can see is we're zoomed out quite a bit further. I thought this was going to go away, but it didn't. We'd have to play with that some more. But when we said show address, what it did is it added the address here down below the map. Obviously, so the map didn't get to be 2,000 pixels wide. It sort of maxed out at the maximum width of this. As we narrow the screen, this map will narrow with the rest of the content. It's all mobile friendly. You know, here's the terrain map. Maybe what we were doing is just making this available, but still by default it's showing this. Anyways, I recommend you play with this some more. But basically, this is a pretty simple map. All it does is give you that field. So all you need is a text field, and then you display that text field as a map. Nothing more to it. If you're liking our videos, please encourage us by commenting, liking, or subscribing. You can find more Backdrop CMS videos at Team Triplo on YouTube. And please visit us at simplo.site to spin up your own site and to do some experimenting with any of these modules. Thank you very much.